Hello guys, my name is Desmond and I welcome you to my lesson for today where we'll be looking at trigonometry. Ladies and gentlemen, please do allow me to say it is very much important that I say it is very much important because what I'm about to say is massively massively important, ladies and gentlemen, that I say a day without learning something new, it's a day wasted. By so saying, please do make sure that by the end of each and every lesson that I conduct, Tabile, make sure that you learn something new. Very much important, ladies and gentlemen, over there. And most importantly, guys, do not let me continue without you understanding whatever that I'll be explaining at the time. So, ladies and gentlemen, I hope you guys are able to clearly see the two problems that we'll be solving in today's lesson. So, this is the first one. As soon as we're done with that one, I'm going to give you guys an opportunity to try and tackle all questions related to the second diagram. So, good people, I'm just not sure. Can you confirm for the last time if I'm not breaking? And again, if you guys are able to clearly hear me when I speak. Shreyas, can you see? Can you hear me clearly?
Yes, I can.
Last one to confirm.
Yes, I can.
Sir.
100%. So, guys, I want you to be aware of something. We did start this chapter on Monday, and one thing for sure, you guys should be at an advanced stage. I'm just not sure if you guys at your schools, you've started with this chapter. But one thing for sure, for those of you guys who have started with this chapter, I'm pretty much sure that you do have a better understanding when your teacher is teaching this chapter in class. Hopefully, you guys are not in any way being left behind in class, which is what I'm hoping to achieve. And not only to that extent, but I want you guys to be able to confidently answer exam type of questions. So now let's quickly try to do a bit of an interpretation of that first diagram. So here we are given a triangle. How do we notice a triangle? It has got 3 points, 3 sides, and 3 angles. Very much important, ladies and gentlemen. And also, a triangle can be just a triangle of which it has a name, but I do not want to confuse you guys with all of that. I keep it short and easy by saying there's a triangle, and also we've got a right-angled triangle. Can someone tell? Are we going to be dealing with a right-angled triangle today based on what you are seeing over there? You can just mention your name and I will recognize you, honorable member. So the question is, based on what you are seeing there, are we dealing with a right-angled triangle or not?
Sir.
Andrew, make a point, honorable member. What are you saying there? What are we dealing with?
So we're not dealing with a right angle triangle because we are not given an angle where it shows that it's 90 degrees, sir.
Okay, so now because we understand we won't be dealing with a right-angled triangle. What does it mean in terms of the tools that we can use and the tools which we cannot use? What can you say about that, Andrew? Andrew the Drews.
I think we can use the cosine rule, the area rule, the sine rule, sir.
And what is it that we cannot use?
Pythagoras, sir.
We cannot use Pythagoras theorem. We cannot use the tan ratio, the sine ratio, or the cos ratio. We only use these in a right-angled triangle. How do you know you are having a right triangle? A right-angled triangle? You can know in two ways. It's either they are going to tell you in the statement, or otherwise you will see by that sign. If you see this, then it means you are allowed to use the theorem of Pythagoras and the trig ratios. Remember, the trig ratios have got the reciprocals being chord, sec, and cosec. Be careful of that. But in case you are dealing with just a triangle, which is not a right-angled triangle, it means you might need to use the sine rule, otherwise the cosine rule. Examiner likes to spice things up by requesting you to calculate the area. Something that I want you guys to be aware of. Very, very much important, ladies and gentlemen. I just noticed that I might not have covered this on Monday's lesson. Tabile, very, very much important. So, when you calculate the area, we know very well that generally the area of a triangle is equals to, let's say, breadth multiplied by height. And remember, knowing that this formula comes from a rectangle, but now if we cut it into half like that, then we know this is a triangle. That is why we have that half over there. But a triangle is not always a right-angled triangle. Sometimes we can have a triangle in this way, ladies and gentlemen. So the breadth remains as it is, which is that length. Also here, it is going to be that length. But because this triangle is in a funny direction, or it's in a funny way, or it has a funny shape, even though it's not funny but it's funny. It's funny because it looks funny, but it's not funny because we're not like, hey, ladies and gentlemen, the reason why I had to say that is because I want to grab your attention in saying that. Reason why we say it is funny is because that age, you need to be careful of that. This is not the age, this is not the age, but we talk about the perpendicular edge. That is why we can just say in this type of a triangle, in that type of a triangle, the formula becomes half breadth, which is going to be that multiplied by the perpendicular height. Now we understand the perpendicular height is not that one, it is not that one, but it is the line from there where the two lines join vertically or perpendicular to your breadth, which means the height that we're talking about is this one. Something that you need to be careful about, ladies and gentlemen, is that this formula of an area, it has sine of angle. Sine of angle. The angle that we are referring to, it is that angle, ladies and gentlemen, which is directly opposite to your breadth. So it doesn't matter that much if a triangle is something similar to that. If you know, for example, let's say you know this side, so this becomes your breadth, and then this becomes your vertical height. Therefore, when you substitute that angle, it doesn't matter if they've given you as 33. If they've given you that angle as 33. What matters the most is that when you substitute the angle there, you need an angle which is opposite to your breadth. Obviously, in this case, it is going to be that angle. So don't be confused by any other angle given, but just know that the angle that you're looking for, it is the angle which is opposite to your breadth. Very, very much important, ladies and gentlemen, over there. I'm not sure. Before we start with the business of the day, is there someone who's got a question in relation to that formula in terms of how I've interpreted or explained how that formula works? So this is the area rule. Is there someone who's got a question based on that? Or you think you'll understand it better as we answer the questions? Is the message still delivering or what gaan aan? I heard like someone wanted to say something, but I couldn't hear what honorable member was saying there. Can you possibly come again? Is the question over there, or we are all on the same page on that one?
We are on the same page, sir.
Okay, someone says we are on the same page. Okay, so now let me remove all of this, and then from there we'll be answering the questions. So can you guys see the first question says calculate the side. Obviously we've got one unknown side over there, and also we need to calculate the angles, being angle B and angle C. And the second question is for us to calculate the area. So ladies and gentlemen, the moment you realize that you are not dealing with a right angled triangle, that means you focus on three things: the cosine rule, the sine rule, and the area rule. But before you even stress that much about the area rule, concentrate firstly on the cosine and the sine rule, because it takes a bit of thinking for you to notice which rule you must apply. But when it comes to the area rule, you will notice as the question says, calculate the area. So now let's maybe try to write those formulas just as a general formula to say, for example, sine of an angle. Let's say maybe I just don't want to use those letters because it's going to cause a confusion. Maybe let's say sine of theta being an angle over, but you see now, this angle has to correspond with the side. Maybe let me use a different letter. What letter can I use? My name is Desmond, and I will use letter D. So that means sine of angle D will be equals to, over small letter d will be equals to sine of, what letter can I use? I see on the line we've got Muvunga Ronewa. So I'm going to use angle M over small letter m. So this is just the general formula for the sine rule. Quickly, let me make use of maybe a letter X, Y, and Z. Z? To write the general formula for the cosine rule. So it is going to be, for example, if we are looking for the side being Z, it's going to be Z squared, which is equals to X squared plus that, I think here it has to be minus. You are given this in your formula sheet. I'm thinking when you're in grade 12 writing your final exam, also in grade 11, but during your what is it, term 1 and term 3 exams, I'm just not sure if they give, but just make sure that you know it by heart. Minus 2xy, and then we are having a cos of angle z. So always at the back of your mind, just make sure to always remember or have those formulas ready. You only bring out these two if you know you are fighting that type of a problem. So now let's see. Let's try to check. I think this formula can best be used if we have more angles. Why? Because we have angle there, we have angle there. So if we have more angles, this formula, it is the relevant one to firstly consider. And then this one, check how many sides we've got. We've got one side, two sides, three. So if we have too many sides or more sides, we are most likely to consider or consult with that formula. So now let's check based on what we are given over there. Can you guys see that we have more sides than the angles given? I'm just not sure if you guys are able to notice that. So for that reason, that we've got more sides than the angles given, I think as the question said, determine or calculate the side. Obviously, it is side BC. So we can possibly use that formula. But before you use that formula, ask yourself, do you have the side and the side and the angle in between? If an answer to that question is a big yes, then it means you can go ahead and use that formula. Very, very much important, ladies and gentlemen, over there. So now, I'm just not sure if you guys are in a position where you can be able to substitute into that formula. Maybe let me substitute so that the new guys can be able to see how to apply that formula. So let's see. The Z, it is the side which is opposite to the angle. So that means we are having a BC squared being equals to a, it doesn't matter whether you regard this as side X, that as side Y, but we have 10 squared plus 12 squared minus 2 of 10, and that same 12, because it's the cosine rule, then we have cos of the angle being 125 degrees. I'm not sure. What are you guys getting when you punch all of that on your calculators?
381.66.
381.66. Remember, if this is not the final answer, write it up until the last number on your screen. You only round it off on the final answer. So let's see. Then it means BC, it is going to be, you introduce a square root on both sides. So you can just say square root, click answer, and then get your BC. What is your BC in that case?
19,53, sir.
19,53. Let's just say units. Why units? Because we are not given specific units. It's just 10. Even if you just write it as that and not write units, you still deserve some marks. So now that means this is what we have calculated, being 19.53. So now we have successfully calculated the side. And then now the question, remember, said calculate the side and the angles. So now, how can we possibly calculate the angles? It doesn't matter whether we start with angle B or angle C. Is there anyone who can suggest in terms of how can we approach the question which wants us to calculate the angles?
Andrew, sir.
Drew, go for it.
So we can use the sine rule where you can say sine B over sine angle B over side B AC or
Side
small
B,
letter
AC,
B.
yes, or small letter B. Okay, being
Which
this
is
one.
equal to, yes sir,
Mm-hmm.
which is equal to sine angle A over side small letter A.
Yes, side small letter A being that opposite equals to, which is being that 100%. So let's try to substitute. So we've got what is it? Sine of angle B over, what is B? B is 12. And remember, guys, remember, very, very much important. So when you use this formula, if you are looking for the angle, just make sure that at the top you have sine angle B. If you are looking for the side using the sine rule, make sure that the sine is at the top and then the sine whatever it is at the bottom. It makes things easy because you just cross multiply, you punch, you are done. So let's see. That will be sine of angle A. What is angle A? Is 125 degrees over the side we have just calculated now. So can you guys see that it is just a matter of you cross multiplying? So that means you end up having 12 sine of 125 degrees over 19,53. And for you to get to that angle, you need to remove that. How do you remove it? You could have divided by sine and also divide by sine, but it gives an error on a calculator. So that is why it ends up being a sine of arc. We know that everything to the power of -1, let's say maybe y to the power of -1, this thing is the same as 1 over y. So this thing also is the same as 1 over sine. So it's more like you divided by sine. But remember, is the arc a sine of the whole of this thing? I'm just not sure what you guys are getting. You can still punch all of this, you get a number, and then you just say second function of that same number, and then you get your angle B. What is your angle B in this case? What are you guys getting when you punch on your calculators?
Degrees 30,22 degrees, sir.
30,22 degrees. Do you guys agree with that answer?
Yes, sir, it's correct. But for
Mm-hmm.
the first answer,
Mm.
for C, it's 19,54 because we rounded off. It's not 19,53.
So that means it might have an influence on this. Remember, make sure to round it off. So maybe let's see what influence is it having there. Can we maybe update there to say 5 and C if we get 30,2 2, 3, or it remains as a 2, 2. What are we getting there?
It's 30,20.
30,20 degrees. Okay, it's more like it's just 30,2. Okay, so can you guys see that in terms of the approach, we are on the same page, but just make sure that when it comes to the rounding, you only round off the final answer. Anything in between, just write it as it is. So now we've got
So
that angle.
I got 30,21 degrees with while
30,
rounding off the last answer.
30,21. The other one to confirm if it's 0 or if it's 1 there.
It's 0, sir.
Someone is saying 0. Maybe let me also punch on my side and see what so it's 1, 2. Oh, it's 12. Yes. Sine of 125 close at the bottom. We've got 19,54. We close. I'm getting 30,20 also, because after 0 is 2, so we cannot round it off to the near. So remember, Andrew, there it is 4.
Can I just say since you said that
Yeah.
before we round off the final answer, meaning that the line BC, we have to use all those decimals.
Yes.
So instead of putting 19,54, you put in answer there, and then you get 30,20945 and all those numbers recurring, sir.
Okay. So maybe let's just remove. I think, what are we removing? No. Wait. It seems like we could have removed from the previous question so that. Wait. This decimal is very much important, guys. This decimal is very, very much important because if we are dealing with money, and when it comes to money, we want to be as accurate as possible. Maybe for the sake of time, let's make a conclusion to say, when you calculate your BC side or your A value, just make sure that you only round off the final answer. Then whatever that you get, it's what you are going to substitute here. And most importantly, something that you need to remember is that also when you do the second calculation, just make sure that you only round off your final answer. So now, for the sake of having to agree on something, let's therefore not round it to 2, but round it to 1 decimal place, that angle. Then it means it just remains as 30,21. For you to be accurate, just make sure that you redo that calculation and check whether there it ends up being 2 or 2, 1. So I get where Andrew is coming from. He traced it from the beginning. The other honorable members there, they are working it from what we are dealing with over there. So both of you guys, I'm very much happy with your response on that. Both of you are on the right track. It's just that we are not taking it from the same step. So now, as we move on, how do we calculate for that other angle?
So we're gonna use the sum of the triangles in the triangle.
We are going to use what?
We can say 180 degrees minus angle A minus angle B to get angle C, the sum of angles of a triangle. So.
Okay, so remember guys, the more you have enough info or you have additional info, you've got more multiple choice. For example, Druza, let me just for a moment remove that 30,2. So if you have this side, this side, and that angle over there, for your information, it is not only the sine rule that you can apply. You can also use the cosine rule, because you've got that side being 12, and then you've got this side being that, you have this side being that, 2, these sides are those sides, cos of angle B being that angle over there. So guys, just try to use this formula on your own and check if it takes you back to 30,2 degrees. You can still do the same in calculating angle A, but because of time and the marks allocated, you might find that this one where you calculate that angle is allocated 2 marks, and then this one is going to be allocated 2 marks, or 1, but maximum of 2, and thing for sure. This one maximum of 3. So now, yebo.
Say now I've used the cosine rule to get angle B, but my angle B is 30,18. Doesn't give me 30,20 or 21.
30,18. So let's see. Obviously, you have used that, and then this side was calculated to be, no, it was given as 12. This was given as what is it, 10, and you also used a side that was calculated. So can you see, Dumza, this is 19,54, of which we couldn't make a conclusion on that one. I'm just not sure if it's actually 5,4 or 5,3, but try to redo that first question and maybe round everything correct to 2 decimal places. By everything I mean both of your final answers for this, round it to, for this and that, when you use the sign, round it to 2. Try to redo that same calculation using the cosine rule, and also your final answer round it to 2 and compare. But what I'm saying is you are most likely to arrive at the same answer there. So just try to approach it in that way. So what I was about to say is that I think I'm mentioning this one for, I've mentioned it so many times. So, Druza, just to be general so that everyone else can understand, we are therefore going to say the sum of interior angles is equals to 180 degrees. That sum means you add the angles, being angle A plus angle B plus angle C is equals to 180 degrees. Remember, guys, this thing is not only for this chapter. Every time when you see a triangle, whether it be a right angle triangle or just a triangle, it means this angle being 90 plus that, they add up to 180. This plus that add up to that. So now, what is this one? We know it was given as 125. B, let's say we calculated it to be that, and then angle C is what we want to calculate. So now, what will angle C be? What is this minus that and that.
4,8 degrees, sir.
4,8.
24,8,
Yeah,
sir.
24,8 degrees. So everything has to make sense, guys. Everything has to make sense. That's why when I had he said 4, I could notice it doesn't make sense. But now, are we all happy with the first question? Is there someone who's got a question, or are we all on the same page on that one before we calculate the area? Spiwo, are you happy there, honorable member?
Yes, sir.
Okay, 100%. So now, let's try to calculate the area. So now you've got multiple choice. We just know that the area is equals to half because it's half of a triangle. Then the breadth multiplied by the perpendicular height or the height sine of an angle. Let's see. I think, oh yes, no. In that case, the formula becomes just height. It's only if it's a right-angled triangle where it's half breadth times perpendicular height. But in that case, the perpendicular height, it is actually the whole of that. I think one day I should just explain to you in terms of how we derive that formula. But don't worry that much about that part. Just know that the area of a triangle is equals to half breadth times that. If it's that type of a triangle, then you can just say sine of angle. So let's see. In this case, it means we are going to have half. It's a matter of which angle can we use. Out of these angles, which angle can we possibly use? Of course, we can use any angle, but which one is it better to use and why?
So A, sir, because it was given to us.
Yes.
So there's less chance of mistakes.
Yes. So just in case if you made a mistake with these angles, if you use these angles on your formula, you are most likely to get it wrong if those angles are wrong. Rather use what was given to you. So the breadth, we can take it as 10. I'm not sure if you agree with me on that one, Andrew. So that will be sine of that angle. I'm not sure. Do you guys agree with me on that one?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so what are we getting there when you punch all of that?
39,15 units squared, sir.
39,9
sir. 49.
or 49
Comma.
units squared. Nay.
49,15 units squared, sir.
Oh, I got it incorrect. 49,19.
15, sir.
Or 15 units squared. Okay, let's try to test if with other angles we're going to get the same thing. So based on what I've said is that when you use this formula also you must have the side, and an angle in between, almost like this cosine rule. Let's see. So that means the area, it is going to be half breadth. If we use this side and that side, this is the angle that we use. So let's see. we can say 10, and then we can say 19,54. Then it has to be sine of that angle of 30,2 degrees. What are we getting there? Are we getting the same or an answer closer to that?
Sir, is the same. It's 49,15.
49,15 units squared. Okay, let's maybe try with that other angle. So it has to be 12, and then you can have 19.54. But what matters the most is that you have to have an angle in between, being 24.8. What are you guys getting on that one?
So it's 49,18.
49,18 units squared. Obviously, the reason why it's slightly higher is because you used two values which were rounded off, being this one. It wasn't originally given. It was modified. It was tampered with. It was rounded off. And also this one, it was rounded off, which is possibly why we might be having two answers there. Because also, let's see, this one, it was also rounded off. This one, it was also rounded off. But remember, what is it? This one, it was, we decided to round it off to one decimal place, which could possibly result in us having different answers. But one thing for sure, from the first question, if you follow that process of only rounding off the final answer, then you will be safe. I'm not sure. Do you guys allow me to move on to the next question? Or is there someone who's got a question based on that?
Move on, sir.
Last one to confirm. No question, ne? Lungster. Okay, 100%. So now I'm just going to remove all of this. I'm just going to remove all of this. And then from there, let's try to move on to the second part. So can you guys see that we are also given a triangle which is not a right-angled triangle, which means we cannot use the theorem of Pythagoras and the trigonometric ratios, which are 3 being the sine, cos, or tan. But we can use the sine and the cosine rule. If necessary, we can still apply the area rule. That's if they want us to calculate the area. So in this case, they say calculate the angles being angle M and angle P and side MN. So I'm not sure if I can choose musketeer so that someone can give it a try in terms of which rule can we use over there. Faith or Oshapumo. Faithy. How? Why got Faithy or Balekile na? Lungster. Pungwai. ka northwest. When days are dark, friends are few. When days are dark, Grace. Gracie.
Se,
Ujwang ko?
ngiyaphila.
Hayi, nani nendovuka thibona ikhakhathi. Ukhotweti yamini apha.
Angikuzwa se, ngikhuluma isiZulu.
Nami ndikhodwa amba Tshivenda, Grace. Khari ambe Tshivenda. Kha vha ḓo lingedza. Kha vha ḓo lingedza.
Angisazi se.
Okay, masikhuluma isiZulu ke. Mina ngizozama. Ngitshela ukuthi kwenzeka ntoni apha mfundini.
Sine triangle. Siphiwe i-angle eyi-1 which is n. Ama-side ayi-2. Yeah. And then funeka si-calculate u-angle M no-angle P.
Utheni? Uthe umele senzeni?
Kumele si-calculate u-angle M no-P.
Hey, uyangibulala ntombo, uyangibulala lapho. Okay, manje si-calculate kanjani lento le?
Sizosebenzisa i-sine rule.
Sine rule. Why sine rule?
Ngoba sinama-side ayi-2 ne-angle eyi-1.
Oh yes. Ungathi ngivumelana nawe lapho. Manje ngizoyibala kanjani lento?
Uzothi sine of angle M.
Cala ngo-M. Okay.
Over u-M omncane.
U-M omncane. Sine of u-N omkhulu. Over u-N omncane. Okay. Awuthi ngithathe lapho ngoba ngiyakuzwa ntombo, ngiyakuzwa futhi ngivumelana nawe lapho. Uyangivumela ukuthi ngicalculate lento le? Okay. So ladies and gentlemen, what I'm going to be doing is to calculate angle M. And remember, the reason why we started with sine of capital M or sine of angle M is because we are calculating for the angle. So it's best to have the numerator being that. So now let's see. We've got sine of M over, what is that? It's 17.3, as you can see over there, being equals to sine of n being the angle, it is that, over 18. So you just cross multiply, meaning you've got your sine of angle M being equals to 17.3 sine of 55,2 that over 18. So now that means angle M, it is going to be arcsine of the yellow deng. So now someone can just calculate all of that on your calculator and tell me, what are you getting when you punch all of that on your calculator? Are you still calculating, guys?
52,11 degrees, sir.
52?
Yes, sir. Comma
50.
11.
comma
1
that
1. Yeah,
degrees.
yes sir.
Gracie, uqinisile lo mfundisi lo noma cha?
Sayibhala phansi.
Oh, usayibhala phansi awaqedanga? Shreyas, have you punched it on your side? Are you getting the same answer? Or hey, Shreyas, are you sleeping there?
No, sir.
Oh no, I thought you are in bed already. Have you punched it?
Yes, I'm punching it.
Okay. Determination Kimei.
Yes.
Hey, determination, what does Kimei mean? Kimie. What does it mean?
Kemi.
Oh, is it a name as Kemi?
Yes, sir.
Oh, okay. Do you agree there?
Yes, sir. Get the same answer, sir.
Oh, Shreyas is
Yes, sir.
getting the
It's
same answer.
62,11.
Okay, 100%. So that means for this question, we have scored maximum marks. So now it means we have this side being 52,11 centimeters. Very, very much important, ladies and gentlemen, over there, that you pay full attention to all the details. So now, how can we possibly calculate what else? Angle P. I'm not sure. Determination. Do you want to speak to me on that one?
Which one, sir?
The next question being angle P. Mhm. Someone is praying, guys. Who is praying? Should we close our eyes, honorable member? We need those prayers. Shreyas, was it you?
No, sir.
Hey, but it's fine.
Sir, can I
Anyone?
ask?
Yes.
52,11. Is it an angle or a side?
Hey, what is it? No,
Terminate. Side
no.
of MN.
So that means I'm the one who made a mistake on that one. It has to be an angle, isn't it?
Yes, sir.
Yes. Thanks very much on that one, honorable member. So can you guys see that? Did you say 55,11 degrees? I wanted to say it is very much important that we mention the units.
No,
We
sir,
probably
it's
said
52.
52. 52,11. So I was about to say, very, very much important that we mention the units. I think I just forgot because the units was not mentioned. Unless if it was, maybe I just forgot. But thanks very much that we got it correct. So now, how can we now get that angle P? Can I choose Maskete? Yongama siyo kunjani lapho uyabulabula yeyiprat kan yey khuluma wabulela wabua you speak yongama siyo uyenza ntoni apha Hey, why is it taking this long? Shreyas, do you want to give it a try? This one.
No, sir.
Hey,
Fine.
Shreyas is fine. Spew, do you want to give it a try?
No, sir.
Hey, how?
What is your question, actually?
Hey, I'm surprised, Grace. I wonder if everyone is saying no because they also don't know what is my. So the question is, how do we answer that? Saying what is angle P? Anyone who wants to give it a try?
Yes, sir.
Andrew, let's straight away get to that final answer. So I know you know very well, Andrew. This is what Andrew is going to say. He's going to say the sum of interior angles are equals to 180 degrees. Just the same as the previous question, guys. So the moment you have two angles in a triangle, just know it's easy to find the other one because you just add up all those interior angles. We know this one is 52,11. We just calculated it. And then this one of n is 55,2. We calculated it. And then this one for P, that's what we are trying to calculate. So now, what is angle P? Shreyas, do you think if we come across the same thing and they want the other angle, do you think you will get hammered there?
Maybe, sir.
Hey, but Shreyas, are you getting this formula? Do you understand this formula? Just make sure you don't allow me to continue without you understanding all of that.
Yes, I do.
So if a question similar to this, where they want you to calculate the interior angle, will you be able to remember this formula?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so just make sure, guys, just make sure not to panic. Just remember that always when you have two angles of a triangle, to get the other one, you just say 180 minus those other angles. So now, what is that angle?
72.69 degrees, sir.
22,69 degrees.
52, sir.
22,69. 52, ne? You say 52.
72, sir.
Oh, 72. He says 72,69. So over there, it is actually 72,69. So can you guys see that it is therefore easy to calculate MN without us having to calculate it? Is there someone who can tell how can we calculate that side?
We're gonna use cosine rule, sir.
Someone is saying we can use the cosine rule. Yes. Can we still use another rule? Or it's only the sine rule that we can use, the cosine rule?
We can also use the sine rule, sir.
We can also use the sine rule. I'm in agreement with that one. And also, is there someone who can explain in terms of which values can we use to calculate the area of that triangle? So you can just
use
say,
the given.
so yes, you can also add that, or maybe let me say, for example, if I use angle that, then I'm going to use this side and that side. You can explain it in that way. How can you use the
Sir, can
formula
you
to
please
calculate
repeat
the
the
area
question?
there? So it's more like I want you to explain, but by commenting on the angle and also telling us which side or sides, if you're going to use two sides, to calculate the area. Did you guys understand the question?
Can you please repeat, sir?
Yes, sir.
So it's more like I'm saying, how can we calculate the area of that triangle? So you just explain, and in your explanation, explain in terms of the angle and the side, or the sides if you'll be using the sides. For example, you can say you'll use side whatever and side whatever and side whatever and whatever the angle.
Oh, sir.
Oh, okay. So can I give it a try?
Yes, give it a try. Who's speaking there?
Determination.
Go for it, a determination.
I think we'll firstly identify our sign. Like for example, M, it's opposite. I mean, yeah. I think M, like 11, really this side of NP,
Of
while P,
NPA. So it's opposite. So you can say that M is opposite to this. Ne. That's what you wanted to say. Ne.
yes,
Mm-hmm.
and P is opposite to MN.
P is opposite to MN. Yes. Mm-hmm.
And N is opposite to MP.
N is opposite to MP. Yes. Yes, I agree.
1/2,
Mm-hmm.
and then open a bracket.
Mm-hmm.
Then I said 72,69.
72,69. Okay, let me write that one so that I'll easily be able to comment on your answer. So you say area is equals to 1/2, and then you open a bracket, you say 72,69.
Please clear 72,69.
What did you say? You say, so it's half 72,69. Ne?
Please clear 72,69.
Oh, you want me to remove that? Ne? Okay.
It's 18 there.
She's saying there's 18, okay?
Open another bracket. And it's 17,3. Yeah, with the sign of 72,69.
Oh, yes. 72,69. Okay, then it's fine. So I just wanted to check if you guys are aware that whatever the side you use, you must also have another side and then an angle in between. So that means if you use a angle M, then you are going to consider that side and that side if it was calculated. If you use that, then you consider the side and also the side to substitute into the area for the formula. So, ladies and gentlemen, this brings us to the end of our lesson for today. I'm just not sure if you guys have got any questions in relation to that. No question. Does it mean we are all happy with what we have done in today's lesson?
Yes, sir.
Okay, I just want to check. We started with this chapter on Monday. Yes, on Monday, and then today is Wednesday. When did we start with this chapter? Was it on Monday? Yeah, I think it was on Monday. Oh yes, it was on Monday. So I'm just not sure, but I think we should do some more of this type of questions so that we know that we are completely done. Then come next week Monday, we start something completely new. Over the weekend, I think I'll be doing some private lessons, so our other tutor might take you through revision. We'll just see how to work it out. On Monday, we should be starting something new. We'll just see how to work it out. And also, over the weekend, it might be physical sciences. I think if I won't be doing too many private lessons, I'll be doing physical sciences, because normally the arrangement is that on Friday it's mathematics, and then over the weekend it's private lessons and also physical sciences. But I'm just thinking of what chapter has been arranged for next week. Maybe I'll let you guys know on Friday. But anyway, it's fine. So there are some chapters that we have done previously, of which some of you guys have missed those lessons, which we might still need to redo. But one thing for sure, trigonometry is it's a big chapter on its own, and I don't think I've covered almost everything on that. But we'll just see in terms of what we'll be doing next week Monday. But anyway, so you guys say you are happy there, isn't it? Are you all happy with today's lesson, or is there someone who's got a question before I sign out?
No question, sir.
Happy, sir.
Okay, guys, thanks very much for joining. My name is Desmond, and I'm out.
Thank you, sir.